And just like that, we're on. Hello, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Let's get the music back on. Go ahead and get everything settled and ready to go. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing pretty all right. Got an exciting couple of hours with me this evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you happen to be, enjoying some Global Hack Week API content. So let's go ahead and really quickly, let me first off just go ahead and send the check-in link for this event. So if you're here and you have not yet gotten checked in because you're coming in from the Discord or you're coming in from Twitch notifications, you can go ahead and just check in at that link right over there. So you'll be able to go ahead and get checked in so you can get your sweet Global Hack Week points. In addition to that, let's go ahead and go to the GitHub repository for this project, which I went ahead and got set up during our live stream, our part 1 earlier today. So let's go ahead, and for those of you who are looking for the repository, you can find it right on here. And I'll just go ahead and drop that in up here as well, so you can go ahead and follow me there. Sweet. Now, let's see here. We've got our kind of information, everything set up. Let's walk through sort of our progress from part 1 to start, and then we'll walk through potentially some of the other things that I want to get done during this live stream, and we'll go from there. So yeah, first things first that I'm noticing, or first things first I wanted to take some time to do is show off our progress from part 1. So we can go ahead and share my screen. There we go. Come on. Let's share screen. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, interesting. Let's try and share the other screen instead. So just had our streaming here throw me an issue that I can't see my screen. So I'm going to try and share this tab instead. Perfect. Okay. So for those of you who have not been to one of my previous Global Hack Week streams, you may have not seen this. Oh, also, I'll change the ticker that I remember. You may have not seen this project before, but this is Cheerify. This is a project I've been working on for a couple Global Hack Weeks now, in different ways and different things, and kind of doing different things here and there with it. We did it for January and February. I haven't really worked on it outside of that. That being said, it's a really quick little affirmation application, right? It has a menu, has an add affirmation button, has a little favorites button, and a refresh button down here. So when you press refresh, or when the app loads up for the first time, you get make a call to an affirmation API, which for the purposes of this project in the past, we were using a third-party API. It was actually causing us some issues with the categories and also this saving that we eventually wanted to accomplish with our application. So whether it was a favorites or where it was a favorites or a custom affirmation was proving to be a little bit difficult. So we worked earlier. Oh yes, hello everybody. Did not miss much yet. Welcome. We're just walking through some of the things that I did in part 1. So pretty quick start from there. And then, so that is for what we did, kind of the story behind the application. So the goal is to design our own API that works better with the application than what is already out there. So within this, we've made a really quick API here that allows for you to generate random affirmations based on specific information, right? So if I were to run this really quickly, so let me go ahead and give it a test run, and I'll share that with you. So for those of you who are wondering what the test run looks like, this is what you can see. So I'll go ahead and share that window. Perfect, right? So currently, this is kind of what it looks like. It's just a very simple website, which if you refresh, it spits out new affirmations, and it spits out a random one. And if we were to add in our parameter here, now it's only spits out the random affirmations, but they have to belong to this category. So we've began to work slowly but surely on incorporating all of our fun and a new affirmation. So I've got more affirmations that we wrote at one of our previous streams that I wanted to go ahead and add. So we will go ahead and work on those for a part of the stream. I think that makes sense. That being said, we definitely want to kind of get into more of the nitty-gritty stuff rather than just writing out random affirmations. And I do think like 285 affirmations is plenty for us to try and figure out some of these tools and resources. So what I'm thinking also, in addition, is that I don't want to have to run this API locally, right? I want to be able to host this API somewhere. So I think it would be really fun to go ahead and deploy it so that we can have it kind of be available for everyone to use, even if they're not running it locally, right? Because otherwise, if we were to, replace the link with that local host right now, that would not be very helpful. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm going to be going ahead and trying out by using Python Anywhere to try and deploy this thing. I think that makes sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and register for an account. Great. Awesome. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I've done super quickly here. And so I just went ahead and got set up with an account on Python Anywhere. And so we're going to go ahead and open web tab, add a new web app. Perfect. And so, yeah, if we have a free account that will look like that, that is perfect. And then for our web framework, we'll be using Flask. Our Python version, I'll just use 3.10. Our path is fine. Great, we'll go ahead and let it do its thing. Get it set up, great. Reload. Source code, working directory, virtual environment, log files, static files, cool. Okay. Flask, yeah, so we want to go into the, scroll down and you will see a code section. Okay. Flask up.py, great. Okay. So instead, we would want to copy in this. So we'll do that really quickly. Paste in our app from earlier. And then let me go ahead and also paste in some of our affirmations. Just as a start, I'll go ahead and paste in the first 20 or so. So we'll do this, Copy this, go back to the website, paste this in, remove this, add in the closing bracket, and we should be able to run this, except it's not going to actually recognize import affirmation. Yes. My apologies. Okay, hide that because I can't see anything. Yep. Save, and then go ahead and run. Should work, hopefully. Give it a second. Seems to be working, which is good. Okay. Hypothetically, should be able to simply go to this website and see. Yeah, perfect. So just like that, we now have a functional website deployed at pythonanywhere.com. Great. That was super quick, actually. Awesome. So what we'll need to do now in order to get this to actually work with our project is, of course, we'll need to modify some of the code in here, add in some more fun affirmations, and then, so go ahead and back to the code here, right? We'll need to add in more of our affirmations. And I'm thinking, honestly, like, I just want to have a lot less of these. Don't think we need this many. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and start with like an empty list of affirmations that will have, we have our opening and closing braces here. Sorry. I have very long nails because I just got them done. And then so we would have our affirmation category. So, and then ID probably. So actually, yeah. So could I, there we go. Something like that, right? So, and then I want to get some good affirmation category ideas. So let's go ahead and do that. We have we could have an acceptance category. So I think what I'm gonna want to do is and we'll just comment this out for now, and then we'll do in here we can add in categories, and we will have acceptance, gratitude, maybe gratitude, really self-love. I mean, I love it, but 4 regular love, I guess, 5 friendship, 6 family, 7 work, 8 school, I guess, 9 health, 10 wealth, and happiness, success, confidence, motivation, inspiration, creativity, spirituality potentially, and with like a mindfulness one. So we'll do this. Let me try and think if maybe any of these I don't particularly enjoy. Hello, hello. Let's see. Acceptance. Maybe not acceptance. Maybe self-love is better. So we got gratitude, we got self-love, we got friendships, family, work, school, health. I think we can get rid of this one and just lump it all in under work. 8 is wealth, 9 is happiness, 10 is success, confidence, 12 motivation, 13 inspiration, 14 creativity, 15 spirituality, 16 mindfulness. Interesting. Let's try and think here. I wanna it might be time to revisit our initial planning for like how we wanted to lay out everything and kind of think through how it would be easiest to do that. So let's think about this. So yeah, so what I'm thinking is we would have our API here to kind of try and think through. I put my fun little notebook. That's where I put it. There we go. Here's my notebook. Cool. So then what I'm thinking for the layout, and I'm going to go ahead and draw this out on the page here because that makes more sense. Except my pen's, there we go. My pen's no longer dead. We're good. So let's try and grab these two out and then go from there. So within an affirmation, right? We could have an ID, right? Then we would have like a value. Then we would have a category. And then we would have potentially like a custom ID. What I'm thinking, like so like a UID, and then potentially a favorite ID. But I don't think favorite ID really makes sense because then for a user, right? Our user would have a UID, like their user ID. They would have a name. Then they would have many affirmations. So that are favorites. And then many affirmations that are custom. Does that necessarily make sense then for what we're doing? Because at least for what we've written right now is we would write to all of our endpoints. And so like it might just be easier to write an API at this point that can get. Or you could get a, like, do a get or post request with a user ID. So you could have almost like an affirmation list of the given user IDs, which is interesting. I think that's something for us to consider, but I would like to at the very least get this running in Cheerify, which I guess we technically can because it should be just at this link, right? So I should just be able to then within my old app, right? And if I stop sharing my screen here, start sharing this one, then it should be just the case of taking this and going through here instead of affirmation, being this, it'll be and then also within this, we'll do the same thing. I think this one needs to also be HTTPS / Yep, and that's failing, which is expected right now. Then what we need is for this to be my affirmation. Oh, the actual affirmation structure. What I need to add in is let string. Yes, string, be of type string. And then this way, hypothetically, right, if we change this to string, if we change that next one, wherever it is, to string as well, it should just gather the input. Yep, perfect. So instead, then we would have, like, we would have a let category, which is of type string, and then a let ID, which is of type string, right? So this way, you know, we are now connected to our older, or I guess not. Maybe let me just not worry about this for now. We'll just leave it as let string. Oh, you know what it was? It was probably me setting the number as as an integer. So we'll let ID be an integer instead. That should hypothetically work. Yep, awesome. So right now we make a connection to our API, right, which we have deployed on Python Anywhere, which is awesome actually. So maybe let's hook it up to GitHub Pages. Although we might not be able to. Yeah, no. Probably won't be the right call here. So what we could do is like go ahead and here. This is the code for affirmations, which is what we'll use then to update Python Anywhere. And so I think we can just work on making this more, kind of improving this for now. And then going through and writing out in Python Anywhere, also in also in our actual thing, like working through all of these different things that we can learn and all that fun stuff. But I now honestly think might be a good time for a quick break. So I can get some water, wander around, stretch my legs. So I think we'll be back in right about 10 minutes. So at 9:40 Eastern, we're going to stop for a quick break here. Or you know what, we'll do like 9:35 because make sure that we won't be gone for too long, especially because we'll probably have another break later on in the stream. So I'll be back in 5 minutes at 9:35 Eastern. And then once we are there, we'll work through some of our fun, other exciting things. So see y'all very soon. Alrighty, hello everybody. Good chance to ask any questions in the chat right now while we go ahead and get resettled on our next kind of thing that we want to focus on. So we'll have our source code within this website here and our app.py where we try and add in some affirmations. So I'm going to try and think of affirmations maybe. Perfect. Okay, so I've got ChatGPT here generating new affirmations for me. I had to do about 25 each, which is fun. So it's at 55 right now. I'll let it keep going for a second. In the meantime, let it sit through. Yep, friendships, awesome. We're at about 110 right now. Continue generating, please. It will take us a while, but that's fine. We'll give it a second to load up. I mean, I can share my screen for those of you who are curious what it looks like. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's just it keeps generating. Look at it go. Cool. And then we'll paste this into our affirmations. Continue generating. Yeah. What we'll go ahead and do is we'll paste this into our affirmations folder and then push that up to GitHub, put that into Python anywhere, and then we should be able to work on some of the other things that we might want to focus on. What I'm thinking for a custom affirmation, the user ID will be some number. That doesn't overlap, right? So we'll see how many of these we end up needing. It'll be something around, I'm assuming 500 minimum, but we'll let it generate for a while longer and go from there. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everything's good here. Perfect. And we've got, these things right in here. got our live streams from earlier. And all that fun stuff. Oh, continue generating. My goodness. These up here, perfect. All of these, yeah, nice. All right, cool. Cool. Oh, keep forgetting to click continue generating. I get distracted with something and then it keeps going. I don't even know how much we've got at this point. Oh gosh. Okay. How many did I ask it? 25 times 18. What's 25 times 18? Does anyone know? I mean, I can just find it. 25 times 18 is 450. Okay, so we're almost done. It's literally almost there. Perfect. So we'll do this. We'll paste that into our app. Continue generating. Come on. You can do it, buddy. I believe in you. We'll let it continue generating, right? Spit out all of this last set of affirmation, and then we'll focus on potentially having to expand like our full layout of this. So let's see. Perfect. Oh, there's more. Okay, wait. I thought we had 25 times 18. Isn't 25 times 18 450? And we're on success. Okay. Which category number was success? I don't remember anymore. I can just undo and find out. Oh, that one apparently? There's no, man. Okay, so it's still gonna take a while. Oh, it feels like it's been generating ones with success in it for a while. What? Oh gosh, okay. In that case, let's cut it off at, we've got work, school, family, friendship. Looks like it's health, wealth, happiness, success. It looks like it got stuck at success for a while. So take 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around here maybe. We'll take these out and then take all of them up all the way to the very top. Copy this, paste this into Shopify API file, right? So we'll uncomment this, paste this. Perfect. Okay, we've got an error. And so we'll do affirmations equal to that, right? Where it goes then in here and then it ends right there, right? So perfect. Yep, awesome. So we've got our full stack in here, and I'll go ahead and share my screen so y'all can see that as well. So we've got within this section our whole API part that we're going to go ahead and try and override. So we've got 285 affirmations, give or take, which is a decent number. Go ahead and cut this out. We've got acceptance, gratitude, self-love, love, friendship, family, work, school, health, wealth, happiness, and success. I think that's a pretty good gambit of different affirmations. So what we'll go ahead and do now is we'll stop our sharing the screen here. I'm going to go ahead and go to Python Anywhere again and show y'all what this looks like. So I can share my screen, right? And then go into this section. So what I want to do is upload a file. So I'm going to actually go into where my Shopify API file is stored. I'm going to upload affirmations.py. the affirmations.py uploaded right there. And so it's got just all of our affirmations that we wrote right in here. And then we've also got our flask.py. And then we will have our kind of override this section, then redo this. So we've got we'll have to change. And so I'll go ahead and share this screen instead. We'll have to change some of our routes and write it out in a way that makes sense. So we'll do our acceptance first. So this will be generate random. We'll change this to acceptance. And we'll change this to acceptance. And we'll change this to acceptance. And then category, that makes sense. Perfect. So we'll start off with this. And then we'll do @app love. Perfect. Generate random love. App route success. There's definitely more than that. At happiness. Yep. At health. Yep. And wealth. Yes. No, relationships isn't one. So we've got acceptance. We've got gratitude. So this will be gratitude. And then we'll do this section. Perfect. And then we also need to do acceptance, gratitude, self-love. So this will be at route instead of confidence. We'll put self-love. Generate that. That's capital lowercase l. So we need to take that into consideration real quick. We've got love, friendship. We already did friendship, right? No, we didn't. Okay, so at app route, route, and that will be friendship. Nope. Wrong side, friendship, please. Perfect. And these, awesome. And then family. I don't think we have done family either. Okay. Perfect. So this one auto-fills. Thanks, Copilot. And we've got work. We did work. Oh, we didn't. Okay. Dot route. And then this will become, I just need to get rid of the work. Right. And then fill this back in here. Awesome. And then work, school, health. We already have health. We have wealth. We have happiness, and we need success, and we need school. So instead of, so let's do success. Pop this in here, and then finally school. All right, so we'll just go ahead and do this super quick. Awesome. Great. So now we can do both of these. What I'm going to do is commit. I'll go ahead and commit both of these up and say part 2 progress. Commit these, sync them up to main, and pull them up. Perfect. So that's the first thing that we can do. Second thing we're going to go ahead and do is actually go back into our Flask app here, or Python Anywhere deployment. Okay. And go ahead and add to the stage, delete. Affirmation.py should be good now, but flask.app.py needs to be redone. So I can either copy and paste it, or I could have uploaded it. I'll just copy and paste it for now. I already have it open, so that's all right. And then go ahead and pop this right in here. So that should be good. And then so if I try and run this, I'll give it a second. Make sure everything looks good. Assertion error. Okay. Generate random success. That's on line, what, 79? Oh, word, family, friendship, self-love, gratitude, wealth, health, happiness, success. Oh, I already wrote success. That's what it is. So delete this one, and then try and run that again. Make sure it looks good. Looks good. Sweet. So now if we were to go here, now we're still going to be generating random affirmations, hopefully, but let's try and go back to refresh everything and then go back home. Go to our dashboard, view our web apps, reload the website. And then go ahead and see all of these. Yep. So now we've got different ones coming in with different IDs and different unique like identifiers. And you can print them prettily or not. That is fine. And then we've got all of these. Perfect. So now what we can do is go to GitHub here. And go to our TrueFi API. And then go here. So TrueFi API. Right, we can go ahead and so we'll go ahead and copy over kind of a sample markdown file that ChatGPT generated for me. So we've got this, perfect. And so then it is TrueFi API, and then perfect. And then we'll just need at the bottom, I don't need a license. I don't need a contact. And then our perfect. So TrueFi API documentations and integrate affirmations, integrate positive affirmations into your applications for joint positive. Sure. And getting started, authentication. We'll say currently not required. Will eventually be needed. Project. So to use the TrueFi API, head to the website, and then that will be in here, right? Well, link to my website right there. Perfect. And so authentication and then endpoints. So we'll say a get message, and it will be just / like that, and then get just a category name, the specified category, right? So then I don't want to call it triple message. I do want to call it affirmation. And then from here, will be returns an affirmation from the specified category, and then we'll add in a section for supported. For the specified category, the currently TrueFi are. We've got, where was my list? I've got it. I'll pull it up. I can find it. Just find it. Yep. This one all the way up through here. Yep. And then go ahead and copy it. We left off at on success. So we have acceptance, gratitude, self-love, love, friendship, family, work, school, health, wealth. What did I do there? Wealth, happiness, and success. Yep. So, yeah. And then response formats. I don't think we need to worry about usage. Response formats is in JSON, and then it will be category. It'll have it'll have a category name. And then it will have an ID, which will be just some number. And then a string, which will be no, the quotes have to go outside, which will be an affirmation. So those are both just strings there, right? And so right now it returns just an affirmation. And then perfect. So we've got getting started, endpoints, response formats, contributing. Perfect. So those are a good start. Hello. Thank you all for joining. We'll go ahead and commit these changes, update this. Looks good. Like that. That makes sense. Perfect. That looks good. So we've got our Cheerify API documentation. We'll go ahead and actually pull down from here. So I'll go to terminal and I'll run a git pull just to make sure that we've got the consistent version on both sides. So we've pulled down our changes to readme to my local version. And then we've also got my Affirmation API running on this. So what I can do is I can create a new release. Perfect. So we've got our pre-release version right now set. So no packages published. Yeah, that's fine. Can I add in the link to it? Yes, that's what I wanted. Perfect. So we'll just go ahead and do this. And then this will be doing link APIs project for Cheerify. Great. So now what I'm thinking, let's do that. Save these changes. Perfect. So now I think what I want to do is try and figure out how we can expand this project. So maybe work through a little bit on authentications. Now let me enable HTTPS. We have this. Our source code, our Python version, all of these make sense. Cool. All right. So what I'm thinking is let's call a quick break for about 10 minutes. So I can think about what other things I want to accomplish in this live stream so we can be set up for our last part tomorrow, and also so we can have a great time. So I will be back in, I'd say, about 10 minutes. So I'll call it 10:15 EDT just in case. End up taking longer, but I may be back earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this on. But general rule of thumb, as always, whenever I'm gone from a live stream or anything like that, just ask any questions in the chat. I always revisit them right after I come back. So it's usually a fun way to, get involved and hang out with me for a bit. And always much appreciated whenever y'all are here and active and asking questions. So on that note, I will be back in right about 10-ish minutes. 10:15 EDT is probably what we're looking at, maybe a little earlier. But I'm going to get some water, maybe a little snack. And then in the meantime, if anyone has any ideas for other things that we should incorporate, I definitely want to incorporate like favorite and custom affirmations, but I need to figure out how to incorporate a user into our app first, and into our affirmation API. And that may be a little bit more complicated. So it'll be a fun time, I'm sure. But on that note, I will see you all very, very soon. And feel free to ask any questions in the chat in the meantime. All right. Alrighty, welcome back, friends. I thought I'd come on a little bit earlier than 10:15, just so we could go ahead and get started. Or I guess keep going, if you will. Let's try and think through how I want to lay out this this affirmation. So let's try and do some research. To start, determine what the API is supposed to do. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to figure out how to structure the API. I want to make get requests. I want to make a get request for getting random affirmations. So I think what I want to do now, try and figure out how to structure the API so that we can retrieve all of the custom affirmations for a specific user, right? So we would have potentially within a user, right, a name and an email, right, or an ID. Which Interesting. I could potentially have one, like each user ID be 1,000 plus some identifier, right? And then each custom affirmation be something along those lines. So like we would, what I'm thinking for like the most simple way to design it so far is if I had an app dot route right with user being equal to something, right? I don't know. Potentially that, right? With user being equal to that, and then it generate, yeah. So then we would have to have, how would I set it up? Saying that user need to equal to some form of username. Right, def. Let's figure out then how to okay, so let's create like a mock data. So I'll create a new file and I'll say mock users.py, right? Open this, I can say users. I'll make it ID 1000, name Ashley, ID 1000, 2000, Kate, and ID 3000, name's Joe, sure. Right, and then you have the app route employees get. So this is from like an employees example. So we would have these methods get. This would be users, and this would return users, except then we would need to from mock users import. Yep. And so then within this, we now have the JSON of all the users. And we would say then, okay. And then we would create, oh, and then I would be able to say, maybe within here, I can say methods is get, right? Okay. Then add that all throughout here. All right, so something along this line where I would have a Oh, okay, and you would pass in, I see it now. Okay, so it would be int ID. So I would want this to say get user. Instead of JSONify user, I want it to say something like these lines, right? Where it would say get user ID, where user is equal to, okay, we need this. And then let's say ID is equal to 4,000. Or I want it to be next user ID. And then appret is employees, methods get, def get employees, return JSONify. Except I want it to be users. So get users, returning a JSONify of users. We have users int ID, user is get users with ID. Sure. If user is none, return error, user does not exist, 404. Otherwise, return a JSONify of user. Great. Right, that makes sense, except I need to fix some of these indentations because they're bothering me. Yep. Yep. Cool. So we've got these in here. So then we would have essentially, we don't even need this. I think we just need to get the users right now. So then what we could do is try go ahead and cut that. Right, pushed it up with mocking user structure. Then we would go into our Python anywhere format thing, right? And we would be able to go into here, go into the source code, and then go ahead and delete all of these files with mock users.py, and then in flask.py, would have to replace this. Copy that over. Make sure I have it. And then paste it over here. Looks good. Awesome. Let's just give it a test run just to make sure everything is fine. The interpreter looks. Oh, no. Oh, line 80. You know, I never deleted the double. That's really funny. I never deleted the double success in this version. You know what? That is a good thing to do then, though, is try and run this and make sure that it works. So if I try and run it now, if I try and go to user, right, and then I go to 1000, right? Oh no. Interesting. So right now we just output all of the users, which is not exactly what we want. So let me delete this part first. Run, refresh. Okay, should be good. Let's go ahead and commit this change and say added fixed runtime error with double success. Root. Yes, and then push that. Perfect. Then I'm gonna go ahead and let me check on all my other things really quickly. Perfect. So we've got this now done. And then I would go back here to home. Was I forgot to say that? Oh, I forgot to say that. Didn't I? I needed to save that. Let's see. Oh, it did save. Okay. No, but it didn't fall. Double it didn't save. So let's save this and then go back. And then go back here and then go back to the dashboard. Open the web app tab. Reload the website. Give it a second. Should be fine. And we'll go to GitHub. Click on our ShareFile API. Click on our website link here. And let me try and get users. Let me try and get oh. Cool. Yeah, so we are getting these and these make sense and this looks good. So that part's all right. So right now we have our mock user structure. Which would make sense. So I don't think we're going to actually be able to incorporate real users, so we can try. So in mock users.py, we could have a now what would really happen, right? Where we could have a add custom affirmation. In which case we would add the 1000 plus X for whatever number affirmation is, but this number goes up depending on their user ID. Cool. And then for favorite affirmations, we could just store their we could just store their favorites. So what I'm thinking then is within here, I'm gonna go ahead and format this out nicer. So ID, perfect. And then we've got within here, what I'm thinking is outside of the name, we'll need the their favorites, which will be a list of like IDs. So I don't know, 252, or let's say 48, 31, 36, and I don't know, 208. Then in this case, Kate will have her own favorites, which will not be 48 and 136. And so these can be like 12, 64, and I don't know, 208. No. How many affirmations do we have in total? Okay, 285. We'll give Kate 285. And then we've got Joe here, who will not have any, because I think that's a good test to also run. So Ashley, Kate, and Joe. Joe's favorites will be nothing. Cool. And then, so what we'll say is, and then we'll have maybe some custom affirmations here that we could store within their user structure. Which would make sense. And we could even add them into, but I wouldn't want to add in into, and then maybe like a subsection even of like custom affirmations, right? Where it would be like, then whatever those are. But you know what? For now, we'll stick with favorites. I think that one is slightly more reasonable to understand. So we could say get random favorite user by ID, and then okay, and then we would get user, and then we would get, so we would say favorite is random choice user favorites, return or yeah, and then affirmation would then be an affirmation for affirmation if affirmation ID is equal to favorite, return the JSONify affirmation. That should make sense. Okay, so let's try and start that back up. So go ahead and launch that. And then I want to sharing my screen here. Let's go ahead and try users 1000 favorites. No, okay, so I need to figure out how to get it to work with users' IDs. Maybe if it's users equals int IDs, and then try and run it again. So Control C, try and run it again. Cool. And run this again. Nope. So and now we get users, right? And users spits everything out nicely. And then where your ID is equal to 1000? No. Try and do that again. Okay, wait. So users no longer works. Okay. users ID. How would I make a call to that though? That's the interesting part. I'm trying to make the API here. Okay. So yeah, we would have it's not very helpful there. Interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is what I need. Okay. That should work. Okay, so Control C, then try to run this again. Try and open it up. Perfect. Okay. Sweet. Got it. Okay. Got it. I just need to write another call to actually get the user IDs. Yeah. So then we have these, and then for get favorites from users, or get random favorites. And this is how you get the user. And then now for custom affirmations, what could we do? Right, for custom affirmations, what I'm thinking, and we'll revisit this during our, so then I'm thinking for custom, what we'll do is we'll actually create a new thing, right, where it'll be like this and then maybe like that, right? If it's got a couple little ones and stuff like that, right? Or would it be, you would have it in the thing, right? Like that? Yeah. So custom would be one of these, and then it would be custom there, right? With this right in here. And then let's maybe Command I to fix the nuts. Fix indentation. Wait, fix indentation. Cool. Yep, come on. Perfect, thanks. So the custom ones in here are like this. And it would be ID. And then I would want to copy over from an affirmations.py perspective. It would be like ID is D would be 1001. String would be something like that. Category work, right? If these looking like this, then we would have that. And then we would want also for these to have a custom section. So we would potentially want to then do something like this. Except it would be that we would do it more like this, right, where it goes in here. It's on here, then me. Because then she wouldn't have any custom affirmations, and neither would our buddy Joe here. Yep. So there we go. And now let's try and run this. Just to make sure that nothing breaks. Yep, awesome. So right now, these custom ones refresh. Then we could do, we could write out a get custom affirmation. And then that would be get random custom affirmation. So users would get user ID. If user is none, return. And then it would be custom would be random.choice user custom. And then JSONify custom, I think, right? Should be just that. I'll be good at one of these. Let's try to rerun that and try that again. See here, user is 1000 custom. Okay. Cool. So that seems to work, which is great. So what we'll do now is I'll go ahead and push up all of these changes, and that is added custom and favorite routes for mock users. end of part 2. Awesome. So we'll commit this and then push that up, and then I'll go ahead and in here we've got our mock users, and then I'll also fix. Okay, so it is ready. Yep. Okay. No worries. I just posted the source code on GitHub. So that should be all set there. And I'll go ahead and also post it up on the Python Anywhere so that people can access it on without running it locally. So should be all good there, which is exciting. And then we're done. So quick. Okay. Flask-app.py needs to get replaced with the code in here. So copy that over and then paste that over right in here. And then save and then run. And then for mock users, we just need to copy this over and pop it. 980 still? That seems wrong. 29 definition of 986. That should be allowed, but we'll find out. Home, dashboard, open web app tab, then go to the directory, open that in the new tab, modify mock users here. Paste this, nope. Paste this in instead. Save that, run that. Great, looks good. Beans, awesome. Go back home, reload, and then try and instead go on users 1000 custom. Let's reload. Cool. Let's see if that works. Oh, it worked. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So should be able to, and then let's update this README here. So endpoints get message by category. Then we'll need number 3 will be get users. We'll actually get rid of this one, this get users one. I don't want this as a route. Move global get users. Commit that, push that up, which is great. And then cancel this real quick. And then we'll also update it on here, which let me do really quickly. Dashboard, open web tab, go to directory, and then flask-app.py. Remove the route on line in this one right here. So save that, run that, or we don't need to run it, but that's fine. I'll run it anyway for the plot. Great, so that reloads, that's then done. And then we will also add in our README here. So get message by category, and then we'll also have number 3, which will be get favorites, user ID. That'll be get /users /user ID, and then /favorite. And then this will return the random affirmation marked as a favorite for the given user ID. Then we have another get custom, the user ID, which will be very similar, except we'll say custom and then return a custom or return a random affirmation, or we'll say random custom affirmation for the given user ID. Perfect. Okay. So we've got these uploaded. We'll upload this super quick. I'll go ahead and run a quick git pull to make sure everything's consistent. Close out of this, git pull. Perfect. So we've got our readme done here. Then we've got our mock users at Pi. That's all set. Our Flask setup is redone. So we removed the redundant endpoint. We've got our Cheerify API set up. Great stuff. All right, awesome. We're working on things slowly but steadily. And then we'll also work through potentially some of these response formats later. But I think it'll be a good time to end the stream here. Thank you all very much for coming. Lovely to hang out as always. Want to make sure that our next stream has enough time to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and head off for my night. That being said, it was lovely to hang out with you all, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for my next stream. And catch you all then. Bye, everybody.